Today in our 2016 Chevrolet Equinox, we're test fitting the Swagman XC2. Now the XC2 is a 2-bike platform style rack. This has been designed for use with 1 1/4 or with 2-inch hitches. The part number on it is S64650. Now I really like the XC2 and so do a lot of our customers. You'll see that on the website. It's a really simple, straightforward bike rack. We're going to have a single frame hook that holds our bike down into the front and rear wheel cradles. We don't have any straps, any hook and loop, anything to mess with here on the cradles. The hook does a great job and takes care of everything. It's going to be a metal hook, rubber coated. It's got a little bit of give to it, so it's going to protect our frame, but it's also firm enough to where we're not going to have to worry about a lot of movement or bouncing. You can see our bike's held in position really nicely. To release it, we'll just move our hooks up. Pressing in that gray button allows us to do that. And we'll just work our bike on off. I usually just lift it straight up and over, but this is a little bit higher, so depending on your height, different ways of getting it off there might apply. Let's get a couple measurements here and see what the XC2 is going to add to the rear of the vehicle. Find an appropriate spot. Looks like we're going to have about 18 inches there that we're adding to the rear of our Equinox. The very, very back, we've got about 20 1/4 inches worth of ground clearance. And then here under our shank, it's going to be about 17. Now the closest point of the rack to the rear of the Equinox here is going to be about 6.5 inches. However, the shank here would make contact with our receiver tube opening before the rack ever got up there close enough. As an added feature, the center mast is collapsible. Just going to pull out our ball detent pin. These pins are one of the easiest ones to operate as far as I'm concerned. They slide in, they slide out, they do their job. And then here you can see, fully open that rear hatch, get stuff in or out of there that we might want. Now if I pull the pin here on this side, same pin, we just raise our mast back up into position, reinsert the pin, that's going to be back secure. The same thing happens with our wheel cradles. You can see we pull the pin on the cradle arm and rotate that up into a stored position there. And also fully adjustable here on the wheel cradles too, so lots of different wheel bases will be accommodated with this setup. Bring it up, slide in our pin. Sometimes your hooks will kind of interfere, but it went through there fine. Now it looks like our overall distance is of course going to stay the same. Ground clearance is going to be the same there. And our closest point is going to be the same. So that's all consistent. Something that I really like about this rack though is how nice and compact it is. We've got a 2-bike platform style rack that's about 9 1/4 inches wide down here at the base. So you can imagine tucking this up against the wall, really keep it out of the way until we need it. Probably noticed how nice and steady the rack's been. Swagman provides us with an anti-rattle bolt and a clip. Just need to use a 3/4 19mm socket, tighten that down. It draws the shank right over against the receiver tube, giving us great stability. Now that we've had a good look at the Swagman XC2 and we see how it's going to fit onto our 2016 Chevrolet Equinox, let's take a look and see how that bike rack performed when they had it out on the test course. Here on our test course, we'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action. This simulates turning corners or evasively maneuvering. Once we get to the alternating speed bumps, we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. Once we get to the full speed bumps, we'll see the up and down action. This will be just like driving in and out of a parking lot, parking garage, or driveway.